I'll be glad to answer any questions for you.
Have you made a decision on naming a starting quarterback?
Yeah, we're gonna. Trevor's going to be the starter in week 1. He'll start this week as well. So.
What could you at least talk about the timing of the decision in terms of waiting until after the second preseason game? Was that sort of your strategy ahead of time, that you had a certain time set in mind when you wanted to do it?
I did, but this it's a 3-week preseason as opposed to a 4. We do have the bye week afterwards, but I think as we continue, it's a matter of a little bit of repetition now. So we wanted him to earn it, as we do with every position. We felt he has after the last night's performance. It was good, obviously not great, but we didn't run the ball very well. But I kind of in my mind had that as after the second preseason that we kind of have to get someone ready to play in 3 weeks.
How do you go about filling Travis's role now he's out for the year?
That was a shot in the jaw, that one. It was really coming on in practice, and you saw his big playability in practice, not in the game yet. Tough injury. How do we fill that? We're still in that conversation right now.
How did Gardner take the news, and what was Trevor's reaction?
I have not spoke to we had a team meeting, and they went right to position, because we weren't allowed to have him in until 10 o'clock today because of the rules. And so I'm going to visit with him afterwards, but I told Schott that I'm going to announce to you guys. So he's going to visit with him, and I'll visit with him afterwards.
Is the backup job open?
That's open as well. Obviously, my respect for Gardner has been well documented as just a warrior. And then, Gardner got stuck behind some protection issues. At times, was running for his life back there. But and then CJ came in. That's 2 weeks in a row. I just admire CJ. I like CJ as a person, and he's got a nice release. Ball gets out fast, and so he played well. So yes, that's open as well.
How much of the offensive line issues get fixed with 3 starters back in there?
Yeah, when I talked to you guys after the game, and I'm very disappointed with the run game and what's our identity, what's all those questions. But then I watched the film, and a lot of it was perimeter blocking issues. That we had many missed assignments. You had a rookie left tackle that got walked back twice, but other than that, he hung in there a little bit. And the one thing about the Saints, they got good solid line. I thought Shatley hung in there pretty good. He's a veteran player. AJ didn't play as good as he did the week before, but and Juwan Taylor actually hung in there. I think had 1 pressure or a sack. I can't remember, but. To answer your question, 3 starters that are, really are 3 big dogs as far as salary, as far as expectation. Our center is a really good player. Norwell is expected to come back. He'll for sure be back for game 1. I don't think we'll play him this week. And then Cam was out. I think he'll be ready for this week. I think I'll know more tomorrow.
So, Urban, do you anticipate in terms of starters, everybody? I mean, if they are able to go, they will play this weekend against the Cowboys.
Yeah. Josh Allen is still. We're not sure about the COVID protocol with him right now. But yeah, once again, we're just getting over the game from 2 nights ago. But my anticipation is you're ready to play, got to play.
Coach,
But
any concerns with the secondary, especially in regards to Tyson missing a couple of balls in the air that looks like he could have made a play on?
Yeah, his efforts incredible. Speed, talent. Twice in the first game he missed one, and then this past weekend he did. So we're having a conversation about that and how to practice that, because it's hard to practice it without blowing their legs out. But you got to put them in position to be able to make those plays.
You're admittedly paranoid as any coach in the country. Do you not battle internally with throwing guys after the ETN injury, with throwing guys out there versus keeping them healthy for the opener?
Yeah. I think it's all the position. What our job, the term that I've always used is game ready. Once someone's game ready, they're done. We're a young team right now. Linder to me is a guy that I'm not in a panic, because I saw what he was like before he got hurt, and he's going to be 100% by game time. Marvin, I'm getting to the point where he's game ready. But other than that, it's a young team. It's a young team. Miles Jack, by the way, played outstanding. He's getting close to being game ready.
That's what I was going to ask you. Miles and anybody else on the defense that you feel like is game ready?
Ray Jenkins is a guy that's proved, that's why he's not playing. I think he played 6 plays. Miles really, I don't give him play 10 plays, but his body, and he feels great. He's playing at a high level. Damian played pretty good. Our D-line, once again, held, you look at the interior, you look at Malcolm Brown, Devon Hamilton, and Roy, and Jihad Ward, and Smoot. Well, those guys played well. They hung in there against a good offensive line and negated the run game. Got 2 sacks. You knocked 3 balls down. The opening drive, where that's 2 weeks in a row, they go right down the field on us. But we got to knock some balls down.
How comfortable are you in the depth at the linebacker position beyond Miles?
The guy that graded out a winner was Dakota, and Shaq has been really coming on. So those 2 pretty comfortable. Chappelle is also had probably his best overall, including special teams, and Quincy's got to continue to get better. Well, decent.
How do you go about, are you concerned, I know this preseason going into the 3rd game, but the rhythm on your offense with the starters, is that one reason you made the decision to name Trevor the starter and try to get the reps and get those guys in continuity?
That's exactly one of the reasons, and then the other is just when you have a newness. The guy that's performed pretty well is Barch. He's earning. He'll be an NFL player. He's done a nice job. I think he's done a nice job. But yeah, to answer your question, we are concerned about that. Especially after week 1, I wasn't, because we just didn't show much. This week too, the intent was to, run the ball, have some good play action off. And when you average 1.8 yards per carry, because you took away the QB runs, and it's not good enough.
What was the conversation with you and Daryl after the game? Was it again kind of a frustration of what can we show, what can we not show, or what was the conversation as far as?
No, it was a matter of execution and some missed assignments. There were composition groups that didn't play very well. And we got to get that right.
Where do you want to see Trevor make the next jump?
Score points. We got to score some damn points. We weren't very good in the red zone. It's like CJ, I think, scored every touchdown so far.
Is anyone starting to emerge from that second safety position opposite of Rickon?
Yeah. That group is probably the most consistent group right now. We got DT back, and he played exceptional in special teams. So he wasn't player of the game, but J-Dub was. Jared Wilson. So you got, that's tough, because you got a numbers crunch at that position. Those are all NFL players. If they're not here, they're going to get picked up. They're really good players. So who was that guy? Cisco's another guy that just keeps getting better and better and better. J-Dub probably played his best game. He's been dinged up since we got here in the spring. He was a little dinged, and then COVID hit him. But he was special teams player of the week, had 2 tackles on kickoff. He was on 2 reps and got 2 tackles, and he played good in the back end.
Is there any concern in the kicking game after a missed field goal in each preseason game?
Yeah, make the field goal.
Marvin
And the
Jones-
punter, Cook, who's, I love him as a person, and a punter didn't punt very well. So I haven't even met with those guys yet. I will.
Urban, did Marvin Jones get banged up in that game?
He AC sprain, so he's questionable for this week. That was just when he dove for that ball.
Right, but the expectation is he'll be okay for week 1?
Oh yeah.
Tyson Campbell.
Second week in a row where he's given up a touchdown when he was in a position to possibly make a play. Does that start to worry you at all of him playing the ball?
Yeah, of course it worries us, but we ask them to play as hard as they possibly can, and the coach's responsibility is somehow get them in those, I call them snapshot moments. How do you do that without, okay, go run 40 yards. So we're gonna do some creative things out there to judge it, and he misjudged it. And then the other one he got didn't lead back in at the first game. So we're really high on him. We really think his future is real strong, but obviously got to make those plays.
With Travis now out for this year, how does that maybe change the status of a guy like Tavon Austin, Jamal Agnew, and making this team and what they can contribute?
Very good point, and I'm very pleased with Tavon Austin. Agnew didn't play great, but we didn't have him do much yet. He has done some really good things for us. Also, the running back depth, that position we all know, that's a violent position. And so a guy like Dari becomes more and more valuable. Zig had a nice run. Nate had a nice touchdown or a 2-point conversion. and we're keeping our eyes open.
How much do you anticipate taking advantage of being first in line with the waiver wire?
We've had that chat. I'm anxious to see how this thing works. But that's how much to take advantage of it. I'm not sure. I don't know. We got to see how that goes.
This is pretty obvious, but your anticipation is this is the last quarterback competition that Trevor Lawrence will have to go through in the NFL level?
I hope so, and you can capitalize that if you want.
Thank you.
Underline it, cap it, yeah.
I like it.
We'll
Three
have
exclamation
Trevor
points.
for you guys in a